pressure in the locker room. Protégez-vous en tout temps. Protect yourself en tout temps. Laissez-le moi comme un longtemps. Restez comme un longtemps. Je suis au gars. Good luck.
308th career fight for referee Steve St. Germain, as we will get underway seeing the undefeated Christian Mbilli before we get to the light heavyweight unified world championship. Timmy, what do you see in Mbilli when you scout him?
Tess, I could just tell you this. You see the aggression right away. He gets right to it, to the action. Extremely, a lot of volume. Not only volume, he has punching power to go along with it. Has an extensive amateur pedigree. But you see the relentlessness that he fights with. The intensity that he fights with, the tenacity he fights with. That's what I like about him.
Quick to try to work on the inside behind that jab. Was able to place a left hand to the body. Comes with a right uppercut and then return fire for Murdock. Murdock, a 13-year veteran. Did have a decent amateur career before he turned pro. He's 31 years old, but this is his first fight in 307 days.
Well, he's looking sharp right now. He's just taking advantage of those low points.
Oh, there's a right uppercut on the inside from Mbilli.
Mbilli, sometimes he'll sit mid-range, don't do any work. And Murdock will have some success coming around that guard of Mbilli. The biggest problem with Mbilli is that his offense is his defense. And there's times where he gets a little bit wide with his shots, gets off balance, and he can be countered. Just like that jab.
There.
Yep.
The jab from the Australian Murdock from Queensland, Australia. Chris Carden's trainer's been with him for 19 years, since he was a young amateur. Back to the jab for Murdock.
Murdock's using experience right now. He's weathering the storm right now. He's using his jab and he's trying to maintain his distance. And Mbilli, he pushed that frantic pace. And you got to find a way, and you slow the pace down with the jab. You get him used to hitting that jab or getting used to him feeling that jab, then you're able to follow up with combinations.
Short right hand on the inside, digs to the body with both a left and a right, splits the guard with the right hand, does Mbilli.
Yep, every punch that Mbilli throws has bad intentions on it.
Let it go, let it go.
That is not a knockdown.
Not a knockdown, not at all.
Coming to the end of round number 1 in front of this raucous crowd here in Quebec. Round number 2 here with Christian Mbilli and Rohan Murdock. Interesting circumstances in the corner for Christian Mbilli, Timmy, and that is that he's been trained his entire pro career by Mark Ramsey. Mark Ramsey, of course, one of the most prominent trainers in the sport. He's based out of Montreal, but you see Mark right there. He is back in the locker room with the light heavyweight champion, Artur Beterbiev, who, of course, is his charge, and they have a mighty task ahead of them coming up next. So the fact that his other fighter, Christian Mbilli, is in the co-feature, he can't be out there with Mbilli, plus be back there with the light heavyweight champion to prepare him. So Samuel Dicari, who's been a long-time assistant trainer in that camp, steps up to be chief second for Mbilli tonight.
So I don't think there's going to be any issues tonight in that corner of Mbilli.
Right uppercut and then a chopping right hand. It was just a glancing blow. There he digs to the body again with both a right and a left. Tries to place the uppercut. A little bit of return fire from Murdock. And there is Dicari. Good work on the inside, and a right hand comes over the top from Mbilli.
See, this is why I like Mbilli. He takes chances. He's fearless. He throws combinations. And every shot is a death blow.
Three-punch combination. Finishes with a right hand. And then comes over the top with the left. They are squared up shoulder to shoulder, and Mbilli's putting forth offense. Good output here in this first half of round 2.
See, this type of fight right here is going to favor Mbilli, for sure. The inside fight. Murdock has to keep his distance, stay on the outside. That's where he's going to have success. If he fights this fight, I don't believe he has the stamina to keep up with Mbilli. Nice uppercut, splitting the guard.
And over the top again with that right hand. Comes around the guard again. Oh, he's having a big second round.
test. And he brings this type of intensity every single round.
Right to the body.
Uh-oh,
and right
here
upstairs.
come Murdock.
Murdock, wide swinging, fat right hand off the mark. Action-packed second round. We've had action throughout the entire card here in Quebec.
What Murdock needs to do is he needs to invest in the body of Mbilli. Attack that body. Take some of the steam out of the punches. Take some of that stamina away, especially in the later rounds.
Sends him back. Murdock off balance.
He hurt him with that.
Uppercut right in the center of the ring. This is a good showcase round for the rising contender, the undefeated 25-0 Christian Mbilli. Well, these fans here in Quebec getting a real treat, and you saw right there in that split double box during the commercial break, the power punching from Christian Mbilli. Timmy, he was 40 of 77 in the second round alone on power punches. You see his total there through 2 rounds, but in the second round, he landed 40 power punches.
That's what Mbilli brings. He brings the pain, he brings the intensity. And again, he gets hit with shots also, especially when he rests in the inside. You see Murdock having success here and there, going down to the body and occasionally sneaking up top. But just that intensity, that explosiveness that he has, the speed on those punches, that's tough to deal with. And the veracity of those shots. Look at those shots, man, he's throwing.
Let's check in with our ace reporter, Bernardo Asuna.
I spoke with Chris Carton. He says Rohan needs to hit on the inside and use his straight punches. He just can't stand there. He's got to trade.
You can hear the body punches as well.
See, Mbilli, he fights at a pace that you have to either stay on the outside, you have to have good legs to be able to make him miss and make him pay, or you got to fight with him. Murdock right now is choosing to fight with him, but man, he's taking a ton of damage. It's almost over, Tess. My goodness, that body work.
How about the angle he takes out to the right, then to the left to be able to land those headshots? And Murdock now trying to create space and fire back.
We talking about toughness? Murdock for sure is showing his toughness right now.
Varied attack. There's a little upshot off the hip, goes back with a left hook to the body.
He wants to go down. You see his face right there, a little grimace from Murdock. He wants to go down, but he's fighting back. He's tough.
He punches through that right uppercut exchange. Showing
look
some
at Murdock
offense here. Round number 3, another right uppercut fired off from Mbilli. And a good jab, and then bodywork finishes with a 3-punch combination that comes up top with the right hand.
Hands are free.
Ooh, big shot over the top.
Didn't get all of it, but a big shot indeed. 2-punch combination finishes with a left upstairs. Murdock willing to step into that kitchen. Danger zone indeed as they exchange, and he catches him and backs him out. Lead right hand, more body work.
This is a superb
Look at the
inside
volume
fighting.
Punching.
Superb inside fighting right here.
Sweeping right hand. Backs him up against the ropes. Closing seconds of round 3. Another 3-punch combination with 2 to the body. Takes the angle, just misses with the left hook. Oh, we got a fun night of fights, folks. We were so impressed by what Mbilli did in the second round, Timmy, with the power punches. He just topped it in the third. He was 41 connect power punches out of 73. He's landing 50% of his total power punches through 3 rounds. He's landed 94 power punches. There you see the impressive last round.
There's more where that came from. I told you, the intensity that he fights with, the motor that he brings into this ring. Ramsey said he's never seen anybody with the motor that Mbilli has in the 30 years that he's been working in boxing.
He says Mbilli has the best cardio he's ever seen, the capacity, how he pushes himself. And when they do the heart rate recovery between rounds, they say it's a number that's off the charts. So he can go and go at this pace. Bernardo.
Samuel Dickery, who's stepping in for Mark Ramsey, said, look, I want Mbilli to keep using that jab to set up the power shots. Body first, finish to the head, and more importantly, stay defensively responsible.
That is what he has done with that combination going to the body first. He has landed 32 body punches. There he comes with the uppercut.
That's the uppercut. I like that from Murdock right there. Using that uppercut, and Mbilli, he squares up. And he leans forward. The uppercut is available for Murdock.
Murdock goes to the body himself, tried to catch it between punches with a left hook.
What's your head?
Murdock has to get his back off those ropes. Has to try to keep this fight in the center of the ring. Ooh, big shot over the top.
Murdock tries to wrap around with a left hand to the body. And Mbilli now closing that gap. Both men to the body. Short right hand upstairs by Christian Mbilli. Doubles up the left hook upstairs. Murdock stands up to it, just gets out of the way, and then fires back, and now he's on the offensive.
Let's go. Look at Murdock.
This Australian is showing some heart and some toughness. He has overcome so much adversity. He eats a big
He don't have a
right
mouthpiece, I don't think.
Protect yourself at all times. Just ate another one.
He's missing a mouthpiece. Got knocked down.
And look at the shiner around his left eye. There was no lull of the action. Watch this thing fly out.
Boom.
Oh, man, is that good boxing eye candy. And you saw Top Rank executive Carl Moretti pick up that mouthpiece and just throw it back in the ring.
Ooh, big right hand just sliding in. Murdock should get on his jab a little bit, be able to set up some shots.
End of round 4.
Look at this body work that Mbilli is putting in. Just good shot, straight right hand down to the body. Anytime he gets close, he's a really good, impactful inside fighter. He changes speeds, he changes levels, he'll come over the top. With right hands, he'll go down to the body, changes the attack, varies his attack very, very well. Good stuff from Mbilli.
So you know Canelo Alvarez is king of the hill at 168 pounds. This is the guy that's right there, high up in the rankings, #1 contender in 2 of the sanctioning bodies. So he's trying to remain in contention. As he says, there's one goal. It's a big goal.
Oh!
I want to fight with Canelo, and I want it soon. Round number 5 here against Murdock for Mbilli. Let's bring in Mark Kriegel and hear his scorecard.
40-36, no surprise there. It's easy to see what Mark Ramsey saw in Mbilli. This is what he specializes in. An Olympian who didn't medal, whose skills will translate, whose power will translate better in the pros. By the way, hats off to Rohan Murdock, man. He didn't get the memo. He did not get the memo. He's a tough kid.
As long as he just come back with some offense. If he comes back to some offense, he'll have success. And Mbilli doesn't have the best defense. Especially when he's sitting there at mid-range and he's recharging. That's the time for Murdock to get some get back.
There's that right hand to the body, right hand upstairs again. Murdock stands up to it and now turns around.
He reminds me of like Jeff Lacey. Remember Jeff
Yes,
Lacey?
absolutely.
Similar with the explosiveness.
Yes. Jeff was very athletic, very explosive. There's an
nice
angle out to the right to be able to land the left hand.
Nice little lateral shift. Oh!
Big right hand. Murdock stands up to it. Now backs up against the ropes.
My goodness. Target practice test.
2-punch combination from
practice.
Mbilli. 25-0.
Sometimes you can just be too tough for your own good.
What a fan-friendly
Murdock.
style.
Yes, it is, Tess. When I watched him on film, I said, oh my goodness. I said, this kid is a beast.
What a perfect night to put him in the co-feature, right?
Ooh,
Just up
nice
the road
uppercut.
from where he lives and trains in Montreal.
He hurt him.
And these local fans loving every minute of it. Backs him up with that right hand. Now he digs to the body again. Comes across, just missed with the sweeping right hand. Doesn't miss with that. Closing moments here, round number 5. And Murdock's in trouble against the ropes. Smothered by Mbilli. Eye swollen. Body damage.
Ooh.
Big right hands. He is taking and taking and taking. Veteran Australian trainer Chris Carden just told Rohan Murdock, if I see you in trouble one more time, I'm throwing in the towel. Let's see if Christian Mbilli can get him to that place. But great concern in the corner of Rohan Murdock, who has absorbed 161 power punches in only 5 rounds. This fight could end at any moment.
Murdock got a chin on him. My goodness, he took some hellacious shots throughout the course of this fight.
You see him with the towel in his hand. There is great concern with how much damage his fighter has taken. That is Chris Carden. The towel is in his hand, ready to go at any moment, and his charge right now is putting forth an offensive effort.
Yeah, he's fighting back. But now he's against the ropes in the wrong spot against Mbilli. Good job getting himself off the ropes, turning off the ropes there.
Steve St. Germain, the referee, was giving it a look at the end of the last round. Now the corner's ready to call it if they have to. Mbilli.
That's exactly what it is. It's the fact that Murdock is actually letting his hands go. And then Mbilli is slowing down his offense because he has to worry about defense, what's coming back at him. See, Murdock can get in this fight if he just lets his hands go.
Murdock did that with a lead right hand moments ago from range.
And don't sit directly in front of Mbilli. And Mbilli seems to me, it seems like he needs you to be still to be able to throw those hellacious combinations. It's a good round right here from Murdock. Good combination, getting himself out. Then Mbilli, he's looking to recharge, and down he's gonna explode.
Now Mbilli with him against the ropes. There's a right hand. Takes the angle. A right uppercut comes in.
Big shot.
Right hand comes back from Murdock. Having a much better round, but still his corner concerned. The towel is in his trainer's hand. Trying to meet him. Left hook comes in. Final 30 seconds. Murdock fighting back as best he can. Looking to survive. And Murdock's trainer has put the towel down. He has seen enough to gain more confidence in his charge. Short right hand from Mbilli. Oh, there's a big shot. Closing seconds of round 6. Mbilli finally on the attack.
Somebody stop this.
Right hand
Somebody stop this.
Another right hand comes in, trying to chase him down at the end of 6.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's listen into the corner of Murdock.
Come on now.
You can fight another day, mate. You can fight another day. Chris Carden's been with Rohan Murdock for 19 years, since he was a young teenage amateur. But Christian Mbilli in front of these fans, Quebecois,